As soon as the best guys start hitting their heads, you're like, they're the best guys.
Yeah.
I should probably wear a helmet.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nug. Look at this wave.
Did your head get rocked?
I don't even know, dude. I was blacked out.
Oh my god, dude, that's so gnarly.
Got that. Hello? What's wrong? What's the matter? You okay? Hopefully the 10-4 fits in this board bag. Excuse me, baby. Big board coming in. It fits! Look at that! Are you surfing, baby? We've had some great Jaws days so far, and we're gonna have a great morning tomorrow. Been some kind of funky winds for here. Not to say it's not gonna be great here, but Mavericks is gonna be absolutely pumping, and still a long winter for Jaws, and I'm kind of looking forward to going someplace else. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go get the other board bags. Being in the dead of winter, the Mavs start exploding in the Pacific Ocean. There was this opportunity to do a strike mission to Mavericks and also surf my home break of Jaws right before.
I think it'll clean up, but I think I'm cool. Bumpy out there.
It felt like all the swell energy that was going towards Mavericks had missed Jaws. Yeah. When I ended up going paddling, it was really difficult to find a wave. Just you have to navigate 60 people in the water, and it makes it really difficult to get a rhythm.
All right, switch.
Finally, the frustration levels were getting pretty high, and a wave came and it had kind of a ledge in it. A lot of people call it the phantom chop. So when you paddle in, it's like going off of a ramp. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna land this. And right when I was pulling up into the barrel, did this clamp. Any wipeout out there, you definitely feel shaken up. But that was my highlight paddle and ride. And by surfing in that morning and seeing that the conditions weren't really perfect, it was an easy decision to leave early and hopefully just get giant waves at Mavericks.
It's gonna be freaking gigantic, which will probably mean I'm gonna be towing Kai all day into some really big and scary Mavericks. So definitely very nervous.
We got a 1 p.m. flight and flew all the way to California. That got us in the evening, which gave us at least a full night of sleep before it was massive, very, very dangerous Mavericks.
Remember, it adds 4 minutes to your route. Is that the one you'd be looking for?
Yes.
Getting directions to Taco Bell.
Morning, princess. More awake than I thought I was gonna be.
You can always sleep more on these days. You're like 2.5 hours less sleep than you'd like.
Johnny, it's still wet from Jaws.
Come on. Oh my god, it is still wet.
Crazy to think just a couple hours ago we were there.
That's insane.
If there was ever like some serious problem as far as injury,
Yep.
go to the boat ramp, window.
As long as we're all looking out for each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think if it's that as big as they're saying.
we'll be there to support you. So.
Okay. Mavericks is such an interesting and unique wave because of the fact that when it's perfect, it's the easiest, funnest paddle in big wave. And when the conditions aren't ideal, it is the hardest, scariest, trickiest wave to ride on just about anything. Traditionally, Mavericks breaks in a 10-foot area. This day it was breaking across 2 football fields.
We were sitting in a place that we've never sat before at Mavericks. I love that I get to share those experiences with guys like that.
It was very challenging to find the one.
It's pretty wild and woolly out here, pretty bumpy with the south wind. Hard to pick the right waves.
There was about 4 or 5 bombs, but the common factor of these bombs were guys were getting absolutely obliterated by them. When you'd see someone wipe out on days like that, you just kind of like scratch your head. Are they gonna be okay? Are they gonna make it up? There's, of course, the Mavericks contingency, the locals out there. Really fun to be back over there with them.
Fun, huh?
Oh, it's one filled with foam. I was just like, just make it, please, and don't make a mistake. Because you're that fast, dude.
Oh yeah, those were moving super quick today. Yeah, that was fun though.
The talk of the town was, this is El Nino, this is gonna be such an amazing winter, and I felt like the whole thing was in flux. And that being said, I decided to do the backdoor shootout because any time spent out at the water pipe is good experience, and you get to maybe get the wave of your life out there.
Pipeline, that's like my home break. That's everything as like a local from the North Shore. We went to school across the street. We just grew up like dying to go see it, you know, every day at elementary school.
Pipe, what a roller coaster.
Pipeline is about a 100-yard stretch of reef. It's not this whole big area. It's all that energy focusing within that 100-yard stretch of reef.
Pipeline is the best high you'll ever get in your whole entire life.
That wave, it has moments that'll absolutely kill you, and it has moments that'll make your career and make your life.
If you get a 10-footer and you get blown out, it's the most addicting drug in the world. That's why we do it. We know the consequences and we still go back.
This one.
interesting, I think, purely because it is such a beautiful wave and you can have such good moments out there, but it's imperfect. It's unpredictable, and I think that's the dangerous nature of pipe.
Pipeline is the most dangerous wave in the world.
Here on the North Shore, we're busy as lifeguards.
Pipeline's dangerous because it's really shallow, it's really powerful, and it's really crowded.
If you look underwater there, it's so unforgiving.
3 to 4 feet of water against Mother Nature at Pipeline, that's nothing. You're getting slammed straight on concrete.
It's already a dangerous wave, but you throw 100 guys on it and it just accelerates everything.
Pipeline doesn't care who you are, like how good you are. One wrong move and you're in the ambulance going to the hospital.
There's two people who surf Pipeline. There's those who have slammed the reef and those who have yet to slam the reef, and that's it.
It's not if, it's when, for everybody. The more times you surf it, the more cat lives you lose with each wipeout, and you're gonna hit. Somebody, if not everybody, will have a bad hit at some point at pipe. "100% there's been more injuries than I've ever seen in a single season this year. A lot of the guys who have been injured are very qualified surfers. They know how to fall. They're not taking off in weird positions. A lot of the falls have been in places where you would never think that injury would happen.
Like, honestly, now I wouldn't have gone out the day I went out.
I didn't really care about anything but getting this wave, so I was going on waves I shouldn't have.
Pulled in and I saw I was gonna like stretch or just close out on me, so I tried to jump.
Because the lip sometimes just parts the water almost all the way to the reef. It's like there's no water.
It just grazed my shoulder, and that kind of sent me in like a weird direction. Instead of like jumping down, I got jolted sideways and kind of like skipped.
Okay, I have no control of my spin or where I'm headed. If I hit right now, it's gonna be really bad.
I hit both of my feet on the bottom. My foot buckled down to my knee and then broke my kneecap in half on the other side. If I would have landed on my head, it would have been game over.
My helmet actually ripped off of my head, and my last memory was looking over at the jet ski and saying, "Oh, I'm good." And then in the video, I duck dive a wave, and then I duck dive another wave, and then I don't come up.
It was a big eye-opener to, you know, what's possible out of Pipeline. The amount of helmets we're going to be seeing worn, and just the level of safety is going to be very well lifted.
And it comes down to the big helmet argument that's going on right now. It makes you think when you see this amount of head injuries, should we preemptively be wearing them?
As far as I'm concerned, helmets have always been cool because helmets save lives.
When I first started, it was kind of weird to wear a helmet. I would look at people wearing helmets and think like less of them. I felt like, oh, you're wearing a helmet? If you need a helmet, you shouldn't be out here.
I always wanted to wear a helmet. I always just thought, I didn't like the look of me wearing one. I thought I was like too cool, you know, which is probably the dumbest thing you can ever think. I've put helmets on and I hated the way it felt. Anything closing on my head at all, even if it's just up here, the pressure of it is taking my thought away from what's going on.
My generation has been that shift where helmets are looked at that it's not frowned upon, you know.
Wearing a helmet gets you one step closer to making it out safe. In my opinion, it's worth it.
I mean, I figure I just want to be able to surf longer and feel good. Well, I just don't want to hit my head. Luckily, the lifeguards have been so on. Like, Koa was on the beach in 15 seconds. Ski was just like, did he get knocked out? He was like just dizzy. He doesn't remember it. Oh. Enough of that. We're getting barreled. Enough of that. Welcome to the helmet group.
Here we go. This is a replay of what we saw during the commercial break. Kai way up forward.
Get a call from PK and he's like, so Kai hit his head in his heat and he got a concussion and he is gonna go to the hospital.
Look at this. This is kind of a nug. Oh my dear. Look at this wave. Oh!
It was one of those ones where you don't think it was what it was.
And I remember just doing a big pump on this big board, and I went to grab the rail to shoot through the curtain, and I just sort of slipped off the front. As soon as I hit the water, it just went black.
What do you mean? Like I watched him get out of the water, walk up, holding his helmet.
I saw him come in and people around him, but he was conscious and talking, and I'm like, okay, well, he's not getting stretchered up the beach. I just didn't know what was happening. But then I saw after his helmet blown in half and then talked to him, and he was like, dude, I don't remember 10 minutes.
Do you remember how it happened?
I don't even know, dude. I was blacked out. I woke up by the showers, and I did not recognize where I was.
Felt like I was living in a dream. I'm not supposed to be the one that's hitting their head and going away in the ambulance and ending up at the ICU.
Everything that you think, you feel, you do starts with coordinated electrical activity in the brain. So there's electrical signals firing hundreds of miles an hour back and forth every second. When the neurons or the neural activity or the brain activity becomes disrupted by concussion, then you're going to end up with symptoms. Sometimes those symptoms are just purely physical at first: headache, light sensitivity, a sleep disruption. Either eventually or initially, people will also start to have anxiety, mood changes, decision-making issues. I think it becomes crushing at some point. First saw Kai, I believe, he reached out. We connected, I believe, about 10 days, somewhere in the range of 10 days after his injury. He was not doing well physically. He was not doing well mentally. All these areas that we frequently see in the post-concussive state, he was pretty much carrying all of them.
My reality had shifted. Hit the head hard enough, all of a sudden, your emotions change.
For the first few days out of the hospital, I thought I was just like normal, in the clear, and then about a week later, everything hit me.
I would get questions from like my mom or my girlfriend, like, do you feel like okay? Like, do you feel like yourself? And to me, I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. All that time, I was just like someone else. I wasn't even myself.
When it first initially happened to me, there was really nobody I could call that I knew like went through this. If they went through it, they don't talk about it, you know what I mean? Especially in surfing.
You're kind of searching, but there's just no answer to it. And you start questioning everything, overthinking, will I ever be the same?
He is really not feeling himself, like kind of reclusive.
I basically had severe anxiety and depression from it.
It's really easy from someone outside to say, man, shake it off. But when that person's waking up every day feeling terrible, with no motivation, no energy, dizziness, it's hard for anyone to comment on anyone else's concussion.
Okay, have fun. I love you. Can I have a kiss? Santa, can I have a kiss?
There is a certain degree, particularly when most of the days you spent your whole life being so competent, so successful, that when that perch or that position gets physically challenged and it feels like it's out of your control, that can be devastating.
For me, one of the hardest parts was I would wake up thinking like my whole identity got ripped from me, like maybe I'll never be able to surf again.
I've seen many times somebody get injured and never come back.
Kind of does your head in, because you surf these crazy giant waves. When it happens on an average wave that's not big for you, like, oh God, like, so it could happen anytime. I just roll the dice enough times, it's gonna come up.
When you looked at my helmet, it was split in half. Could that have been my skull? Could have been a wave that just killed me.
Why do I do this? Why am I putting myself at risk? Is it because it's the only way I think I can make a living? It's the only way I can support a lifestyle that I really like? Is it an ego thing? Is it because I feel like I won't be valued by other people if I don't do it?
In that place, I had no motivation to even go surfing. You want to, but it's like you just can't muster up the energy to do it.
I mean, I was telling him, I was like, please just like go get in the water. And he's like, no, I don't feel like it. I don't think it's a good idea just yet. And I was like, I think it'd be a really good idea for you to go get in the water. Even just for like a swim. Like you don't have to surf, but just go.
Where did your love go? Nowhere. So where did your body go? Not anywhere. Where did your love go? Not anywhere. So where did your body go? Not anywhere close to me.
As soon as he got back in the water, I could see like a shift.
This has caused him to do a deep dive into what makes the brain work. To me, he seems super motivated to get back to where he was and better.
I'm so stoked the doctor cleared me to go in the water, and it just feels about time to, just get back to doing what I love. Like, this is such a great way to wash off all the anxiety of doing all this stuff. It was like a nice welcome back, reminding yourself, wow, okay, I didn't lose it. Hey, so friend, what are we doing? When's the call?
I think I don't think it's too messy, and I think we just probably plan for like a 3 p.m. paddle out to just mega Waimea.
Okay, sounds good, G.
Okay, drink some water.
All right, thanks. Bye. It never was a question whether I would go and surf again. It's just how soon could I surf again, and will I ever be the same? I really love riding big waves, and I needed to go surf big waves somewhere. Hey! I saw you guys pull in. I'm like, I'm just gonna follow and see what happens.
Oh, sir.
There's a couple waves out actually.
Yeah.
Look at the tri-fin guy.
He said he's the future and we're the past.
We'll let the waves decide that.
And then I said, Kylani's my future. And then Nathan said, no, you're in the past.
Hi, I'm Lenny.
After I hit my head, I definitely go out with a totally different mindset. Like, I go out just to be out there.
Next time you go out and it's big, just tell myself, I don't have to catch a wave. I will not put that pressure. No matter how far I've flown to get here, I can sit in the channel. But I've had some of my best performances ever on those ones back. So like, fuck, I love this.
There was no wave of a lifetime going down out there. It was purely for fun and purely to hang with your friends. Straight back to the core of what big wave surf is about.
He called me after you finished surfing Waimea. I was like, well, how did it feel, you know? And he's like, it felt really good.
I went out there with very low expectations. Just like, man, if it comes my way, I'm ready.